two people dragged from cars in this intersection.
Okay,
well,
there,
one
go to the right
woman
and
dragged
down.
from her car and ended up on the street, and then we saw the driver of that truck pulled out of his car.
At the end of the Civil War in 1865, slavery was abolished and African Americans got the right to vote, but over the next few decades, different states found ways of getting around the laws. The situation was the worst in the South, where something known as Jim Crow laws were used to separate blacks and whites. African Americans had to use separate places for public transportation, housing, hospitals, and restaurants. In the northern states, there wasn't a strict segregation policy. However, black people still experienced discrimination in jobs, education, and housing.
This great altercation, the only people out hoping for trouble were from the bitter side of Negro protest. The people who put out posters accusing policemen of murder. The people who urged violence. On Saturday, they tried briefly and without much support to start a protest march they had been told they could not have. The police stopped them easily because no substantial group of Harlem residents supported them. This was just a little eddy at the end of the big excitement. It took place on Lenox Avenue, and it brushed our block, 117th Street off Lenox, where Charles Kuralt was getting to know the people.
In this picture, we can see some African Americans running from the police, some hiding, and some standing to the side in the back. I believe that those African Americans that are standing to the side are peaceful protesters that don't want to get involved with the violence. On the right side of the picture, you can see a cop swinging at the African American man jumping over the white car. He probably did something to aggravate the officer, which caused him to run. Although the United States has experienced race-related problems throughout its history, the 1960 riots were the worst. Law enforcement authorities took extreme measures to end the riots by using police brutality and police abuse. The most deadly riots were in Detroit, Los Angeles, Newark, and Washington. Because of the death of Martin Luther King in April 1968, the riots signaled the end of the carefully planned, nonviolent demonstrations of the early civil rights movement.